You know, good morning. Well, good morning everyone, and how you doing? You know, you do a show or an episode of Install Dairies, edit it, and you move it along, and the whole time you're thinking, man, I don't want to do another one of these again. And then you come in the morning, and there's another one again. What kind of car is this, Fernando?
Focus, Dan.
That's right. It's another Ford Focus. So for those of you guys that haven't seen it, I believe it was episode 43, we did one of these. Don't ever expect me to know what episode things are on. It's just how it worked out. So luckily Fernando's already gone ahead and gotten the radio out of the dash. He's got his cool sander right there in his hand. Oh, there's the factory radio. This one, the buttons aren't, well, okay, this one they actually, wow.
Yes.
Look at that. So they tried to take this radio out themselves. And I'm guessing they hired, what, a beaver? I mean, holy jeez. So they killed the radio. Let's just say that. So right now, Fernando's getting ready to go at this one. He's gonna sand these flat like we told you how to do, and then remove this little piece right here. So he's gonna have some fun with that. He's gonna start doing that. We got the cool GoPro, so you'll get that cool angle. Let's go over here to the bench real quick. We'll take a look at this and this piece here. Do not sand these. We gotta sand the top of this. This here and this here need to be removed so that this is flat just like that. So let's get started. So there again, this is one of those kits that is really made for a 7-inch, and the reason why is you can see that hangover right there, that right there. That's made for a radio that has something that sticks out further. There's really nothing we can do to this kit to make it look better. This is just gonna be one of those bad situations because of the way that this is made. We can't sand this flat so it can move up farther. So we wanna make sure that we use the screws with the V-cut tapered head. We'll go ahead and line this up and screw them in. You wanna make sure that they go in as flat as possible. Okay, so we're good. Couple things to note. This is a one-time shot. When you put this guy in. It's not coming back out. The kit screws in behind this, so it's not like you can just pull this off and push these in. So there's 4 screws that go in here that hold this into the dash. So you have to screw this in first. If you do want to get this out, you're gonna slide it in from the side right here. Try to hit these 3 clips right here. So you gotta kind of like slide it in, push those down, and that'll allow the radio to come out. That's the best thing we've found. When you slide it into the dash, test it. All right, so now we just wanna go ahead and put all these pieces back on. So just check to make sure you sanded enough off the hazard switch that none of it is hanging down. You can also do a last test fitting now that you got it all put back together. One little spot here. All right, this is all set and ready to get back in the car. Let's go join Fernando and putting this thing back in.
We have the dash. Let's start plugging it in. Before we snap the radio, like we say, let's check everything. Alright, so everything is good. I'm gonna set the clock and he's out of here. The first focus is done. Weird, because I was installing the radio and I feel something in my neck. Look what it is. Alright, on to the next one. Alright, the second car is here. What we wanna do, focus. So what we wanna do is take that Pioneer out and put the factory back in. And alright, so on to the next one.
Did you ever have one of those days, you know, one of those days? I'm definitely having one of those days. Fernando isn't. Fernando's having a great time. He's over here installing non-stop, right? Yeah, look at the smile on his face. He's like flying solo. Yeah. Don't hit me with that.
Yeah, you know.
Don't hit me.
Don't hit me. I'm just like.
Anyways, so what we have here is a 2017 Toyota Corolla. It's in for an amp install. We're gonna go ahead and put the GMD 8601 Pioneer amp. As you can see, he's taking out the front seat here. We're gonna go ahead and stuff it under there. There again, this is the first part of many for this customer. Done some system work for him in the past. He's a big subwoofer guy, you know, had a Ryan HCCA kitchen sink, but now he's got a kid. What's that like, Fernando?
It's so much fun.
So he's getting, I got a kid base in his car. So the hope is that I'll actually be able to help him on this one. I've been trying to help him on all the cars up to this point, but it seems like Paul just keep, hey, can you, hey, hey.
By the way, hey.
Exactly. We'll see how it goes. That's my hope is to keep working on this one. I'm kind of tired of walking back and forth over there. So Fernando's already got the car part. Let's take a look and see where we're gonna put this amplifier. So we have all kinds of room up underneath this seat. This is a fairly small amplifier. Let's go ahead and close this thing down. We have enough room. We have, it looks like about almost 1.5 inches of room between the plugs there and the amplifier. So it's plenty of space, lots of breathing room. Check out this blue stripe on the seat. That's pretty cool. Look at that. That's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
I like that. It's on the door too. Look at that. I mean, the gauge cluster is blue too. I'm not a Toyota guy, but this is actually pretty nice. The front end's pretty aggressive. He's got these little teeth sticking out right here. Not bad, Toyota. Now that we know where the amplifier is gonna go, let's go ahead and get the amplifier and start wiring up the wires so that we can get this thing in the car. For this, we're gonna be using our favorite LP72 high level to low level adapter. Even though this amplifier has auto turn on with these new Class D radios, a lot of the times the auto turn on doesn't work all that well. Or the radio, it just, I don't know, we don't have a pleasant experience when we do that. So we go ahead and we just use one of these and it cuts down on any issues we're going to have. All right, let's get some ferrules and some shrink wrap and all the other good stuff. So the one thing about these Pioneer amplifiers that really just kind of drives me crazy is the way that these wires come out of the amplifier. They come down like this instead of straight out. They should just come straight out of the amplifier, but no, they go down at like a 30-degree angle. What we've found is that, you know, when we use the ferrules and they have the insulated ends, it just doesn't sit all that well. We've gone ahead and what we were doing is we were cutting off the ends, but now we just have non-insulated ferrules. We use a little bit shorter shrink wrap and we get a much better result. So we have the amplifier all set and ready to go. Fernando made the cool plate that's gonna mount to it. This is gonna run up to the front. Once we get this into the car, we'll finish insulating up the wires. So once, you know, it's gonna have to turn here. We might have to peel some of this tape off, so this is why we stop right here. And then of course, the rest of the stuff is all insulated to where it needs to go. Let's get this into the car. So I just handed off the amplifier to Fernando. So now he's gonna go ahead and get it screwed into place. You already have the mount screwed into place?
Yeah, this is one. What we did, we put some rivets, 2 rivets, make the plate.
Gotcha.
With 3 screws.
Perfect.
This is not gonna go anywhere.
So then this is a stick, which as you guys know, kind of takes away the cool, easy spot to drill through the firewall. Let me show you where we went on this one to get through the firewall. All right, so we'll take it in nice and slow. And we're gonna come and you see that light right there. There it is on the inside. We'll have to loom up over the steering wheel, but that is a good place to drill a hole. It's actually right below the factory wiring harness, which is behind this braided wire right here. And I know a lot of guys out there don't like to drill holes in firewalls for whatever reason. You have your reasons. We have our reasons why we like to drill holes through firewalls, mainly because we don't want to go through anything that has any form of factory wiring in it. Because if there's ever an issue with the car, I want deniability as it being my problem because your wires through your grommet went bad. I don't want to be blamed for it just because mine is using the same hole. We'll drill our own hole, we'll insulate it, we'll do our own thing. Next up, we're gonna go ahead and get this fuse holder built. This is gonna be a pretty simple fuse holder build. We have lots of room underneath the hood here. We just need this fuse holder to sit here like this. So we're just gonna build a cool little bracket that comes off here, bolt it down, and make our little wire that attaches up to this. So we have all the pieces we need to make our fuse holder. We've just gone ahead, and this is just some 1/4 1/4" ABS. It's got a hole in it. We'll show you how it attaches. We have some 4-gauge. We have some flex. We have some uninsulated ferrules, and we have some shrink wrap. I feel like a cooking show. Well, someone had asked, they're like, I can't believe you crimp down the seam. And it's like, why wouldn't you crimp down the seam? They like to crimp from the back. I mean, to each his own, but I like to crimp down the seam because then I get a nice, you know, it crimps like this, and it makes this heart shape where it's really scissoring the wire in there. And then, of course, we can come back in and fill that crease with solder. There you go. Let's get it over into the car. So to seal up the hole in the firewall, we're gonna go ahead and use this stuff here. This is 3M strip caulk. See, it's like silly putty. It makes a watertight seal. It's very sticky, and it gets even stickier the hotter it gets, but the nice thing is it stays semi-pliable. So with your car shaking and all that fun stuff, it will keep the steel. It won't dry out and flake off or anything like that. Alright, so our fuse holder's in and all set and ready to go. So the amplifier is all set and underneath the seat, all screwed in and secure. Go ahead and get that screwed in place, and then we'll take a little listen again. We've already tuned it. You know, we know how you guys like to hear it. Alright, drop some bass. The hell was that? That wasn't bass. Now I know you might be thinking, why would anyone carry a floor jack around in their car? Why? He works at Tire Kingdom. I know, right? Pretty cool. All right, this one is done, thankfully. On to the next one. Who did that?